Good afternoon, this is Bob Iaccino talking copper futures from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago. The rally continues, up almost another 1% today. This is now the 16th consecutive day of higher closes for copper. If you look back, it's been a stronger trend than it looks like just based off of those 16 days. We've also had 5 of the last 7 months up. This has actually been a rally that began in late June and continued with only 2 down months in that stretch. And again, those 2 down months, we're not much lower at all. They were very small red candles on a copper chart if you use red candles as your down candles. And again, 16 days in a row now of higher copper prices. Augmenting the rally in copper and commodities in general, especially the base metals, is the weaker dollar. The dollar is also in a bit of a downtrend, and there's an inverse relationship between commodities in general, base metals specifically, and copper more specifically, inverse relationship to the dollar. The dollar index has been down 7 of the last 8 days. And on that one day that it didn't have a lower close, it actually closed lower on the day. So what do I mean by that? A lower close is versus the previous day's close. This particular day gapped higher and then closed to the downside versus its open. It just didn't go lower than the previous day's close. So it was still, again, a red candle on your dollar index chart, but it was only 7 of 8 days lower versus the previous close, but 8 days in a row of lower closes than opens. The global growth story has really been part of what's fueling copper's rise here. U.S. infrastructure plans, which have been talked about since prior to the U.S. tax plan passing Congress and getting signed by President Trump. The $1.5 billion infrastructure plan has been talked about. Potentially could get pushed through, that's the talk at least. And then global growth in general. We had some good Japanese construction numbers out yesterday. Today we had stronger Japanese retail sales, and 7 of the other G8 economies, excluding the UK, have all shown very good growth numbers, especially on the manufacturing side, and China's demand for copper has increased. They're also the ones that supposedly ordered the shutdown of the Jiangxi copper production facility, again hurting supplies. Copper is a market that has a history of supply disruptions. So when you think about what's more likely, a sudden cutoff of demand of copper with the global growth story just turning around on a dime, or more supply disruptions, it's more likely that there are supply disruptions. So again, the copper rally has legs, even though we were going on 16 consecutive days of higher closes. This is Bob Iaccino talking copper futures from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago.